Because we're streaming. We're podcasting.
Fuck it, we're doing it live.
We're doing it live. We don't care. We're late or not. We're doing it. We're on. All right, guys. This week we're going to review The Mandalorian and some other stuff. What else are we doing? Oh, talking about Disney Plus because that's been consuming our lives since Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And we'll talk about the Snyder Cut. How about that?
Yeah.
All that and more this Week in Geek.
This is how you know we don't rehearse this stuff. Is you start just ranting before the stream, and Kirsten just goes with it, not knowing we are actually streaming.
She's like, I don't care. Boom. We're doing it.
I've said worse things.
Yeah, well, you know.
True. All right, fair enough. All right, folks. Welcome to the Grizzled Geek podcast. I'm Mike.
I'm Kirsten.
I'm Doug.
And today we are going to go over pretty much all the nerd news for the week, which isn't really like a whole lot of nerd news, but there are some major topics. The main one of which is, of course, The Mandalorian.
Yeah.
So
Disney Plus in general.
The Disney Plus in general,
focusing
right?
On The Mandalorian.
We're gonna focus that, and then we'll get into the rest of Disney Plus because I've been kind of diving into Disney Plus down a rabbit hole, and there's a whole bunch of unique little small things that I didn't realize were going to be on there. Some little documentaries about Marvel and stuff like that, little shorts. And we'll talk about some of like the special edition stuff. This is like when you get a show on Disney Plus, it's kind of like you get like
It's like getting the Blu-ray.
The Blu-ray,
because it's got all of the specials, the behind the scenes, and all the deleted scenes, all that. Yeah, it's all there. So, well, or mostly there. I don't know if it's all there, but my understanding is at least a lot of it is.
So the show is like the uncut version?
No, it's as if you had bought the Blu-ray that has like director's commentary, the short and the behind the scenes and whatever else they would include on a Blu-ray. It's all there when you stream the actual movie.
I guess I didn't look too far into it.
Yeah.
Right.
So.
Well,
and I don't know what ones it's there for. If it's all of them, or if it's just the Marvel movies, or if it's what it is.
The latest ones, definitely. Yeah. Like all the major Marvel movies have them like that. But all right, try to get a position here on this table.
Give you the Judas effect. I'm going to keep referencing La Champion.
La Champion.
Yeah. I've been getting into AEW wrestling, and Chris Jericho's just awesome in that. But he's got a new move called the Judas effect, which is just a back elbow.
Just a back elbow.
Back elbow to the face, but
it's far cooler when it has a name, like the Judas effect. All right. All right, folks. The Mandalorian. We're going to dive into it here. If you have not seen it, you probably don't want to watch the first part of this.
Oh, yeah. We're going to spoil. It's
episode 1. It's been out since Tuesday. If you're a fan, you should have seen it already by now. If you're watching this show and you haven't seen The Mandalorian, I don't know what you're doing. You're at the wrong spot.
You're living your life wrong.
Yeah.
That's it.
Exactly. Couch Crunchers is on Saturday. You're missing it. So, episode 1, it dropped Tuesday with, hey, Kyle, how's it going? Welcome. We all got a chance to see it. I mean, I had to wait because I thought we were going to... we missed...
Yeah, we were supposed to. We were supposed
5 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, Doug waited here forever. I was late getting out of work.
I assumed when Mike said, "All right, I'm heading out," and I was like, "Okay, cool. I'll wait 40 minutes and then go to his house." And then when I got here, he's all like, "All right, we just got gas." I'm like, "Does that mean you're still in Tempe?"
I can't wait for this.
I mean, somebody got a phone call in, and I had to wait for him to get off the phone until.
Okay.
So I'm like, "Oh man." I got videos to shoot. What are you doing?
I've got places to be.
Exactly.
But I did put up.
To watch.
There is on our channel my spoiler review, so you can watch that. Now this is going to essentially be Mike's spoiler review.
Right. This one's just going to top that one. You don't even need to watch Doug's. All right, Mandalorian. Kirsten, we'll start off with you, ladies first here. What did you think of The Mandalorian, episode 1?
I thought it was really good. I talked with one of my coworkers. My only thing that I didn't like about it was that I felt like there were a lot of shots of him just walking in silence, just walking down a road, and
that's the Western influence on it.
Exactly, that's what we talked about. It's very spaghetti Western sort of idea to it. But it wasn't bad because then you get, some of the scenes weren't just an alleyway. They were like actual shots of the marketplace and the things that they eat and what they're doing and like the issues that their, average person is dealing with.
Right. Yeah, I think that was a lot of establish the environment. Look at how like Star Wars Episode 4 this is. Look at how we've nailed the environment and look at all the aliens we can put in here.
Part of that is the practical. Practical creatures.
Yeah,
right?
that's true.
There was no like George Lucas CGI. I mean, like the big things they rode definitely, but even when they're up close,
which was my least favorite part of the show.
But those things have been part of Star Wars extended universe for a while.
Yeah. Sure.
I still don't like them.
I don't like them.
I did not.
They look like squigs from.
I guess they do kind of look like squigs. Maybe that's why I don't like them.
Yeah.
But I couldn't put my finger on it. It was like.
Carol's not gonna watch it until we get thumbs up. Be like that.
It was like I couldn't put my finger on it. Why it bothered me so much? It's almost like the armor is awkward on him, so it's like awkward watching him walk through it or something. So that's the only thing that I had any.
What I like about it is, and you get a hint of it. He's gonna have like. Basically, this season he's going to be also building his armor.
Right.
Yeah,
which is very cool.
Yeah.
I liked getting to that.
With Beskar steel, which is straight out of the extended universe.
Yep.
Anyone knows anything about Mandalorians knows that that's the blaster-proof steel that they build their armor out of.
Yeah. Lightsaber-proof steel.
Lightsaber-proof.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. That's how badass that steel is.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's one of those things that if you're extended universe fan, you're like okay. There's a whole bunch of like little extended universe.
That's what I kind of
Easter eggs. Just things you don't have to know about them to enjoy them.
Yeah.
It's just one of those things. If you're paying attention, you're like, okay, I got that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they did a good job. Like I don't know the background or story or lore as well as you guys do, and I'm probably less than the average person, honestly.
Right.
But even not having known that, I still felt like I wasn't missing much. There were bits and pieces that I was like, oh, obviously that's important to someone who may know like what's actually going on.
Right.
But it didn't affect my enjoyment of watching it. So.
Right. I will say this: it was. Knowing all like the history of Mandalore and all that stuff like that might be kind of a detriment because we don't know how much of it because none of that is canon.
Well,
what we're told,
the stuff that showed up in Clone Wars and Rebels is canon,
right.
but
but the big long history of it is not canon. But it's kind of like fun to see what's going to be canon. This is going to be basically the new Mandalorian canon with this series. I like I said, going back to the Western vibe. I really like the Western vibe. I like the whole. Because Star Wars initially was like considered like a Western, right?
Yeah.
But where that was like your classic action Western, early Westerns. This is your spaghetti Western, Sergio Leone, man with no name kind of Western.
Yeah.
Kind of matured into that. And I play bounty hunter on Star Wars.
It is amazing how much his ship looks kind of like the ship from the video game.
If you're a bounty hunter, you get that ship that looks similar to that. Yeah. You have the arm flamethrower. You got the whole all that gear kitted out. Yeah, it's just like the game.
Very cool.
Hey, Ben's here. He says his internet is terrible. Move out of the boonies. Move out of the sticks. That's what happens. If you're back here, we got great internet. Look at this. We're streaming a show here. Just saying. But yeah, I mean, what do you think?
No, it was amazing. It was perfect. Like I said, I had a couple of issues, but overall, the environment was great. They nailed it. I liked his character a lot. Seeing that they started him alone, it makes sense that you really couldn't do the whole man with no name, doesn't, hardly talks kind of thing. That he had to have lines,
right?
Which, okay. I was a little disappointed with how little time Carl Weathers got.
Episode 1. But.
So, I mean, he don't even get his name until Werner Herzog says it. And you're like, oh, okay.
I want someone to introduce my name, though. Werner Herzog's a good choice.
Yeah, true enough. I mean, we'll get to the nitpicking, but overall, it was amazing. I'm super hyped.
As a geek, seeing all like the Hollywood geeks have come out, all the friends of Jon Favreau, they get parts in it, like Brian Posehn.
He was the speeder driver? Okay, that's what I thought. Right. I was like, dude, that's that comedian. That's awesome.
I don't forget the guy's name. who was the blue guy in the beginning.
Oh, I don't know who that was.
You know, but yeah, like all the little. And did you know that was it Nick Nolte was Ugnaught?
Yeah, so
I did not know that till.
I knew that was Nick Nolte. That wasn't an Ugnaught.
He's only missing a tusk. He looks like an Ugnaught otherwise.
He
did. Nose, he's got
Ugnaughts don't. Yeah, he's missing the tusk, and Ugnaughts don't speak basic.
This one does.
Yeah, the only one in all of Star Wars that apparently speaks basic, and he was basically just his catchphrase. He was there just to say, "I have spoken."
Ugnaught was cool.
I didn't like him that much. Yeah,
I have spoken.
That's why he was not that great a character. that is, I have spoken.
I mean, he's no
just,
IG-11.
No, not at all.
Let's talk about IG-11 real quick here. We've not seen an assassin droid like this since Empire Strikes Back from IG-88, and we've never seen one in action.
Right.
Because basically, in Empire Strikes Back, he stood in the background and looked cool. For the first time, we actually got to see why that big, lanky-looking droid is deadly.
Right.
And man, is it awesome!
Yeah, they did a great job of it.
Yeah.
It was pretty good.
I do have to say, I loved it. I loved IG-11. They did overplay the self-destruct thing.
Sure.
I mean, it was funny, but they overplayed it. It was like
they should have done it once, and every time you see him, he's got
hopefully
got
there are a lot more no-name actors in it.
True.
Had you heard of Brian Posehn before? Is it Brian? Yeah, I think it's Brian Posehn. Yeah.
He's a no name.
Yeah, he. As far as acting goes, he definitely is.
Yeah. Exactly. True. All
no
right.
names and has-beens. That's the other thing.
Yeah,
Carl Weathers is pretty much a has-been.
Oh yeah.
Did you hear they were doing a little talk on Werner Herzog? He's never watched any Star Wars, any of the recent Star Wars stuff. He's probably watched Star Wars back in the day, but he doesn't keep up with it. He hasn't seen any of the recent stuff. He's only doing this to fund a project he wants to do. It's why he took the role.
Who cares? It's Werner Herzog.
He's just like, I want to make a new film, so I need to make some money. So yeah, I'll be in your movie.
Yeah, I'll do this.
I'll be in your show. So hey.
Yeah. So Pedro Pascal as the Mandalorian, he's pretty awesome.
He's good.
I mean, the fact that you don't get to see his face. I mean, I know how hard an acting job that is. You don't get to see his face.
Yeah, well, but nonetheless, his helmet movements, just his body language, communicate a lot. He did a really good job with that, with what he had.
Right. And the menace.
Yeah, the menace, and even when you see the blue guy gets up and goes to, he's like, I'm gonna go relieve myself or whatever, and he tilts his head just like that. I know what you're doing.
Right.
Yeah. Like,
and you get that just from his body language, which is really good.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. He's an Ugnaught, exactly.
I know he is, but he isn't. He does not fit the mold.
He filed his tusk down, so that's why Ugnaughts can't speak basic, because he got the tusk.
Yeah.
And they can't make the lip movement.
He filed his tusk down and grew a foot or two. And learned to speak basic.
Doug's just racist. You think Ugnaughts belong in a junkyard and not riding beasts and owning...
Here's my problem is, you didn't need him to be an Ugnaught. Just make a new race. That's the brilliant thing of saying. It was
like one of the reviewers said that you could tell this was Jon Favreau when he was a kid. He was a younger brother. He got all the leftover toys. And this is him getting to play with all his leftover toys. He didn't get to play with Han Solo and Luke Skywalker, but here's an Ugnaught
and a Jawa.
Yeah. See, and now he gets to tell a whole story with these characters. Yeah. I think it's awesome.
Yeah. My thing is just make a new race. Make a new race that does what you want it to do. It didn't have to be an Ugnaught because it doesn't really look like one.
I like this fact it's an Ugnaught, but that's just me.
Yeah, I did too, Ben. I had to look it up because I made my whole review going, I think some people say he was an Ugnaught, but he definitely isn't because he doesn't look like one. And then I looked it up. Yep, he's an Ugnaught. I saw him
and he turned sideways. I saw his shape of his face. I'm like, oh, he's an Ugnaught. Yeah. He looks more like the Ugnaughts from the video games than he does from Empire Strikes Back because they have a longer face. If you look. If you go back, I mean, maybe I kind of fast forward through all the Ugnaughts.
Yeah, I hate
squealing.
Ugnaughts.
Squealing when they talk. Okay, fast forward. But yeah, no, that was pretty cool. And all right, let's talk quickly about this is a big major spoiler. We've been kind of light on spoilers. There's a major spoiler at the end.
We're skipping to the end, so Kyle, if you really don't want it spoiled for you.
it's not a big deal. We're going to see episode 2.
It's been everywhere, so
Right.
you would have had to have been dodging social media for a while to not have seen this.
Right.
Though honestly, I've only seen one article where they
Really?
were talking about it, and that was me actively looking at articles for it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I mean, like, my whole YouTube feed was just boom,
Oh.
boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, I haven't been on YouTube very much though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
YouTube's just full of it. Yeah.
When we get down to it, the plot is pretty basic. It's about as basic a plot as you can get, but that's kind of like what those old spaghetti westerns were, right? Man comes to town, he has to go find something or do, save somebody, and then it's just pretty basic. So it's set up. Werner Herzog sends him out after a special cargo or special bounty. He doesn't have tags for it. It's kind of out, you know.
The only thing they have is a tracer if you get close enough for it,
Right.
and that is 50 years old.
It's 50 years old.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then he gets to the planet. The Ugnaught takes him to the base, where it's surrounded by Nikto.
Niktos,
which
yeah.
is great. Which is you can tell this is Dave Filoni's
Yeah.
episode that he directed because he loves Nikto.
Yeah.
They're like, so those creatures, those bad guys, it's just like a western. There's a big nasty shootout at the end.
Yeah.
When he teams up with a droid, but they find the cargo, and the cargo is a
The
baby.
bounty. It's not a cargo.
A baby. Yeah, the bounty is a baby, a 50-year-old baby of Yoda's species.
Yep.
And, cute little green Yoda
Right.
and thing. So, it's about 50 years old, which puts it around the time of
Pre-Clone Wars.
Pre-Clone Wars, just about the first movie, Phantom Menace
Yeah.
timeline.
A little before that.
A little bit before Phantom Menace. We've only ever seen 2 of his species ever, right? Yoda himself
In canon.
in canon.
There have been others in Legends.
Yoda
but-
and Yaddle, whatever was the
Yaddle,
female one was
yeah.
in the council, whatever, one of the weird ones from the from the prequels.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that was the big cargo. So now and then the droid was sent to kill it, and then Werner Herzog wanted it dead, or wanted it alive, but dead if it has to be.
Right, yeah.
And so the Mandalorian made a choice. This professional made a choice, killed the robot, and kept the baby alive.
Yeah.
So he's not.
Which was startling. You're like, wait, you got rid of IG-11 already?
Yeah. yeah.
So, I mean, it's a droid. It doesn't necessarily mean it's dead.
Right,
But
yeah, exactly. But I mean, that was, and it tells you in that speaks volumes for the character, right?
Mm-hmm.
So all in one episode, they set this guy up to be this, cold-hearted badass, right? And then at the end, he ends up saving the baby.
well,
nothing
I guess
more-
Go that far because they told him it would be
Less.
than half. If
That's
he,
true.
And this stuff is very.
But I'm
valuable
telling you,
to him.
he's going to save the baby. He's going to keep it from.
Probably. But you can't say that definitively
Well-
right
Yeah.
now. There's enough leeway that he's very invested in this metal, right?
Right. True. I don't know. Yeah. You put it above Beskar Steel? The baby? I don't know.
Oh,
We'll see.
yeah, I don't know.
I have a feeling we're going to see. We'll know tomorrow. Episode 2 drops tomorrow. So
Okay.
we only have.
Wait, really?
Yep. Tuesdays.
It's not going to be on Tuesdays?
First. No, it's going to be on Fridays.
Oh, okay.
So the first episode dropped when
Okay.
the streaming service
Interesting.
dropped, and then it'll be on Fridays going forward. So we only had a short week to get to the second episode.
Nice. Okay.
So episode 2 tomorrow. Man, so there you have it. Geek approved. We
Yeah.
all liked it.
Wait, I have a question.
Yes.
So you guys know the lore way more than I do.
Mm-hmm.
Do we know anything about Yoda's race?
There's been
how many
nothing.
there's supposed to be?
Nothing
or,
in
what
canon.
happened?
No, that was one. Lucas never wanted to explore Yoda's race.
Gotcha.
He wanted to leave it a mystery.
We
So,
also know Lucas actually consulted on this project with Jon Favreau.
Yeah,
Jon
he
Favreau went
did,
to him
yeah.
specifically.
Interesting.
So the part I have a feeling that was a major part of it
Yeah.
because he's never revealed the race, and even named the race.
Sure.
Even every stupid little thing in the cantina has a name.
Right.
Has a,
Right.
but Yoda does not.
but Yoda does
But
not.
Yoda is Yoda.
Yeah. So
Interesting.
this is a major part of the lore that's actually going to be explored in this. So
Okay.
that is the big deal. That is the big reveal at the end of it. So awesome. All right, guys, there you have it. Geek approved. Go see The Mandalorian.
Yes.
Now we're going to skip. We're going to talk more about Disney Plus here in a minute, but let's talk for a minute.
Hey, real quick, I do want to point out we covered that in 20 minutes. My video is like 40 minutes long. So if you want more in-depth analysis, go see my video.
Yes.
See where he is?
Poke.
Yeah. Trying to overshadow me. Oh yeah, Doug's got a review on it too. I wanted to check that out. But we're going to talk about Disney Plus, but we're going to take a minute to talk about the all-important Zack Snyder cut of Justice League. It's not dead. It's not dead.
Right.
It's still hashtag release the Snyder cut. It's trending because Snyder himself and a lot of the actors are releasing production photos because apparently the rumor was going around that the movie was done.
Sure.
And then they took Snyder leaving, his daughter tragically died. He had to leave the project to bring in Joss Whedon and to fix it, like to shorten it, to do a whole bunch. So it was like it got basically reshot, and there was like 2 different movies. And then for a long time, there was rumors that the Snyder cut of the movie was out there somewhere.
Sure.
All right. So now everyone's like, and then the official word was no, it's not. There's no Snyder cut. It wasn't finished and all this, but there's this movement hashtag release the Snyder cut, and everyone wants to see the Snyder cut.
Right.
And the more and more evidence we get, the more, and there's people that work on the project saying those shots were done. It exists out there somewhere.
Sure.
So now there's a big push to release it. And here's the thing: if we get the Zack Snyder cut, that does not mean it's going to be a better movie.
No.
Right? Because it could be.
Right.
It could.
Here's the thing: I'm all for releasing it only for one reason, because it couldn't hurt. It couldn't be a worse movie.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah, well,
okay,
yes, it could. It very easily could. Because, in my opinion, Justice League wasn't a bad movie. It just didn't look good.
Yeah.
It was a little wonkily cobbled together, and the final act kind of suffered from why isn't this just a Superman movie?
Right, yeah, exactly. So, Superman doing everything.
Yeah,
doing everything better. Like, have you seen Justice League?
Yeah.
So when they all split up to do something, and then Superman has to come do their thing with their one.
Right.
Yeah.
You need to break the box apart. Oh, I can't do it. Superman will come do it. Oh, you need to take on Steppenwolf. Well, you can't do it. Superman will come take care of it.
Yeah.
Flash, go save some people. Oh, you can't do that. Oh, he'll go save more people than you.
Right.
Like Superman does everything at the end. It's like, why did everyone else show up?
Yeah.
Like, why don't we just send Superman? All right, yeah, he's over there. Go save people and get the box back.
But
He needed his team behind him.
Yeah.
He needed his cheerleaders to go Superman.
Exactly.
Hey,
Yeah.
I like Superman. I like the fact that he was powerful. They made him as powerful as he should be.
Yeah.
However, we're seeing some images from the Snyder Cut that show kind of a more interesting movie, and one that was going to show us Darkseid, right?
Oh, yeah.
Which I want to see. We got shots of
Because we'll probably never see it now.
yeah, we'll probably unless we get the Snyder Cut released and it does well. So the Flash we see his love interest, that was totally cut out of the movie. So there's scenes of that. There's far more Cyborg. If you're a Cyborg fan, you have to be upset about the movie, because he was hardly in it at all. So there's a lot more Cyborg facing down Steppenwolf, a whole bunch of other scenes. We see a Flash time travel scene. We see him traveling through time, which they set up in Batman vs. Superman, but never paid off. Like, when did that happen?
Yeah.
So we actually see that scene, and then the one thing they show Aquaman killing Steppenwolf, right? Which hints to a more balanced ending where everyone is more involved in what was going on. It wasn't just a Superman fest. So, what do we think? What do we think about Snyder Cut Justice League? Do we care at this point? Do we need one?
No, I don't.
No? You're a Justice League fan. You're the biggest Justice League fan here on the channel.
I love the Justice League. 2 things. One, I don't think it's necessarily going to be the fix-all everybody thinks it's going to be. It's not going to fix things. Snyder does not have a great track record in that universe, so even if it's a more interesting movie, it'll also be controversial. Well, just think of the Aquaman kills Steppenwolf.
Right.
He kills Steppenwolf.
Right.
So that's,
Here's the thing. Snyder did have a vision. He's a very visual director, right? He's the one that got a scout without his Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
He's the one that actually saw it. Everyone was like, well, she's too small or whatever. She's not the right person. She's an amazing Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. He's the one that got Jason Momoa as Aquaman when everyone's all like, he doesn't look like Aquaman. Right? But he made an awesome Aquaman. Yeah. Look how well that movie did. Man of Steel was a good movie. Batman vs. Superman was not a good movie, and we don't know about Justice League. So it's kind of a hit or miss.
Right.
You could go either way.
I wasn't impressed with Man of Steel all that much.
It's got fans.
It was okay. It wasn't horrible, but it wasn't great either.
The only thing I don't like about it is I don't mind him killing Zod. And that one was a big thing everybody has a problem with. Because he did it to save, I would like to have seen two things. I'd like to see him save more people, and Pa Kent telling him not to save people was like totally out of character.
Yeah.
Totally out of character. I mean, it's the whole point behind Superman. You got someone this powerful. That's why
who learned to do the right thing.
Learned to do the right thing. Right, exactly. So,
yeah, so anyways, the other thing is this is not going to change anything. Even if this came out and people liked it or whatever, it's not going to change Warner Brothers' direction. It's just going to make you realize what you've lost.
Yeah.
You're like, oh.
Because we don't have Henry Cavill as Superman.
Yeah.
We don't have Ben Affleck as Batman anymore.
Yeah. And they're just not making a cohesive universe anymore.
Yeah, there's not.
So and I don't trust them to do it anymore.
Yeah. Fair enough.
I trust individual directors to make pretty good movies. We've seen it with Wonder Woman and Aquaman and Shazam, but the studio can't keep their hands out of the pie for this shared universe.
They wanted what Marvel had so bad they weren't willing to wait.
Right. They weren't willing to work on it.
Yeah. They
didn't want to earn it.
Yeah.
They just wanted it.
If you can't make money with the Justice League, who has the most recognizable superheroes on the planet, Marvel built their empire on B and C-list characters.
Yep.
You're doing something fundamentally wrong.
Yeah.
With the process. So, I'm just saying. I don't know. What about you? Would you go see a Snyder Cut?
I don't know. I would probably go see it, but I think
same
what
thing.
I say is true. Like, it doesn't change anything. It doesn't make anything better. It doesn't make me feel better, even if it was good or bad.
That's true.
I think it'd make me feel worse if it was better.
I'd
be like, great.
Awesome cut.
We could have, everything could have been okay, but I don't think that's the case, first off.
Ship has sailed.
And the ship has sailed, and
put it on
and
DC
honestly,
Universe.
If it were a finished product, it would be a no-brainer to put it out and make money off of it with this clamoring.
Yeah.
The fact that they're not isn't people just, I can't, I said it wasn't there, I can't go back on it. It's they're not willing to spend the money to get it into a position where it can be put out.
Yeah.
So
I mean, they should release like special edition stuff on DC Universe along with Justice League.
Yeah, a lot of people do, raw cuts of stuff that's kind of bonus features and stuff. So
check this scene out, whatever, without the fully finished CGI, whatever. But again, ship has sailed. They've gone a different direction, and thanks to movies like The Joker and that, they're no longer interested in a shared movie universe when they realize they can have success with like a movie like Aquaman and Wonder Woman and Joker and all these ones that are not connected to the main universe, making the kind of money that they're making. They don't need it.
Yeah.
They don't need it. So, fine. Moving on. No Snyder Cut. Disney Plus. Is it worth the money? Shane says no.
Shane's wrong.
Shane's
It is totally worth the money. Here's the thing is, I'd pay more for a lot less with, because I have a Netflix subscription.
Sure.
I rarely watch anything on it.
Right.
I use it and often it's for stuff that I've already watched and just want to watch again. Yeah. There's the occasional, Stranger Things or something like that. That's a big name.
shows that come out that I want to watch, but not,
And I've got the one that's got Hulu and the ESPN Plus. I don't really care about the ESPN Plus, but the Hulu, I was already paying for Hulu. Oh yeah, so my first month of Disney Plus was $1 something because my Hulu had already gone through, and
nice.
they work together.
Gotcha.
So since my Hulu subscription had already been billed, it only billed me an extra $1 for the for the Disney Plus stuff.
Do you get ads? Because I had heard that even if you pay for, like right now I'm paying for the $12.99 or whatever Hulu version, so I get no ads.
Mm-hmm.
Do you get the no ads with the $12.99 package still?
No, it's with ads.
It's with ads. But you can spend the extra $3 for
I'm going to pay $3 extra.
Well, here's the thing: is
the extra dollars puts it in price with Netflix. Or
and I mean, again, I have Hulu, rarely use it. I watch Stargate every once in a while. Watch Bob's Burgers every once in a while. But I will use Disney Plus way more.
Yeah.
It's got way more interesting stuff as far as the original content. I just logged in over at my mom's house. They're watching Herbie the Love Bug right now. So there's all kinds of stuff for everybody.
Stuff, right?
You know, so.
And here's the thing: when wondering if it would work in like a Netflix, Hulu, and all this environment here, it hit 10 million subscribers on Tuesday.
On day one.
On day one. When I
Well, I mean, and they were disappointed. They were having a disappointingly slow pre-order.
Yeah.
Which, why I don't know why they were disappointed in that. Like, who's gonna order it ahead of time?
Yeah.
It wasn't like you got a bonus, any
Right,
kind of
there was
bonus.
They were expecting more of the year subscriptions up front.
Well, and here's the thing: is when I signed up, I couldn't find the year subscription. I got to say, I didn't spend a lot of time,
Right.
Looking
I
around
had
for it.
Mandalorian to watch. I don't
Yeah,
know.
so I didn't spend a lot of that time hunting for it, but I haven't found the year subscription thing because I want to buy it that way too, but I don't know if I can now. So whatever, I'll figure it out. But yeah,
I gotta say, I'm honestly a bit underwhelmed with the app itself. Like, I don't know if you guys use the app. I use the app to like stream everything onto it.
Mm-hmm.
The app wouldn't let me get in at the first couple of times I tried signing in. Finally got in, and the first page was saying there was an error that occurred. Please, if this continues, please contact support.
Yeah, they had problems
Only
Tuesday.
to find out that you could go to the bottom after playing around. There were other things that worked just fine, like going to your movie selection worked just fine, minus a couple of issues with searching. But that didn't work, and then when I tried to create a profile so that way my viewing didn't affect anyone else's, that didn't work. I had like multiple issues. This is
That's
Disney.
weird.
Why are you
having
Well,
this
and
is not good app.
the odd thing is it apparently is very selective because Shane had problems on his desktop where it wouldn't advance for something or other. I got onto the app on a desktop and on my phone and set up 2 profiles and that all on that first day and never had a single issue.
I never problem.
Didn't run
Maybe
any
it was when
problems.
it was going on.
I mean,
Maybe
maybe
it
there
was
were
later
certain
in the day.
spikes in the day that.
I didn't get on until after I got out of work.
Yeah.
So it was fine then.
I mean, I got
My
on in the
phone
middle of the
had
day.
no problem with it, and my computer had no problem.
Yeah, so I don't know what's going on. Yeah, because I
Might
got
have been
on.
this early glitch,
I think it was pretty close to noon when I got on my desktop at work and signed and actually I installed it on my phone around 10 a.m.
Yeah.
and then got the subscription, but realized that I had just selected the $5.99 one or $6.99, whatever it was. And I was like, oh crap, I want the other one. I couldn't figure out on my phone how to do it.
Right.
So I jumped on the computer about noon, was able to navigate around fine, upgrade it to the bundle, and everything worked fine.
Right.
So it was a little spotty for some people, but for other people it worked perfectly fine. So I think maybe it was just there were spikes of activity on it that hampered it or something. But well, with 10 million people signing up, maybe there was just a backlog at that point.
Like evening, like 7, 8 o'clock. So it could have been that everyone was getting off work, they're settling down, watching movies with their kids, or whatever they're doing.
I mean, obviously, you don't want that to happen at all. It shouldn't
Right.
happen.
The kind of money they're putting into this that should have.
Right, exactly.
But when we were
different
supposed to
stuff.
live stream yesterday, I left my house at around 8 o'clock? Is that when you? So Melissa streamed continuously from then until I got back at about 9:45, and then we immediately watched The Mandalorian, and there was we were able to cast it from her phone to the to the Chromecast,
Well, when I
and there was
found
no
things,
issues.
There was no issues like actually watching things. It was the interface itself. Like I would search for
Okay.
something and it would say no, which is not something you should see on.
Yeah,
programming
a
end.
lot of people. There were a lot of people saying that they were having problems with the searching, and I think that is probably if this uses computer intelligence to inform the searches. There's not a lot of data for it to work off. People were, they were, let's look for animated classics, and then like a Marvel movie would jump up or something like that. And they're like, that's not animated.
Well, I tried like some of the actual searches were having issues, and then they have categories for genres, and I had selected something like animation, and when I clicked it, it said no.
Oh, interesting.
Which
All right.
Wow, that's
I mean,
Yeah.
don't want that in
that's
Disney.
what it is.
Yeah.
Well, and there were 6 examples on the screen, at least on a desktop or on a TV, of animation. So if you clicked animation and it says no or null, when you had 5 or 6 examples right there, what do you mean null?
Yeah, I see it right there. What's going on?
Exactly. Yeah.
All right, so I didn't get past like pretty much Marvel and Star Wars when I was doing some searching around, so I didn't get the chance to dig into it a whole lot. Yeah. But I didn't have any issues. What I did find though is several things I wasn't expecting. Like we were talking about earlier, the deleted scenes and bonus footage, like Blu-ray. You would get on the Blu-ray. I saw that for Marvel. I saw there's a whole bunch of smaller like little documentaries and stuff like that I wasn't expecting that's new. Like there's one, the main one I would say everybody, if you're a Marvel fan, you need to check out is the Expanding the Universe documentary. It's only 12 minutes, right? But this dives deep into all the Marvel stuff coming to Hulu. Right, and you get to see a ton of cool stuff. Okay. In fact, I want to show you some of the cool stuff now. Oh. So, we got our first image of, well, a lot of people, if you've gone to the conventions over the summer, you got to see some of this footage and some of the stuff. But here's Daniel Bruhl as Zemo, Baron Zemo with the mask. All right. You see him with the mask for the first time. We actually get to see stuff like Peggy Carter as Captain Carter. Captain Britain, they didn't call it Captain Britain, Captain Carter, but
yeah, that's cool.
So it was the what if she got the super soldier formula instead of Steve. A lot of the stuff from Hawkeye, from Falcon and Bucky, because they're the ones that are filming right now. Right. So we got concept art of
Agent 13,
Sharon Carter, and we get to see what Bucky looks like.
He's got the star on the shoulder.
Star on the shoulder and his short hair. It's no longer a red star; it's a white star on the shoulder.
Yeah.
And then we get to see Falcon's new costume, which is not Captain America. If you notice, it's not a Captain America costume, but there's a reason behind that, and that's because I think the Captain America mantle is going to be tied up with U.S. Agent. So they're going to have the new Captain America.
Interesting.
So this is in the comics. There was a time when Captain America gave up being Captain America. And the government needed someone to fill a spot. Right. So they had a super soldier, kind of an unstable super soldier, take his spot. And the Cap went on as like U.S. agent or whatever. Sure. And then they reversed roles when Cap came back. He took give me my mantle back, and this guy became
U.S. agent.
U.S. agent. But we actually got to see, for the Hawkeye series, let's see, what's her name?
Kate Bishop?
Kate Bishop. There we go.
Is it Kate Bishop or his daughter?
It's Kate Bishop.
Okay.
So we got to see a bunch of cool stuff, and this is all this stuff is from that the little documentary.
Documentary. Yeah, okay.
Expanding the Universe. But we also got some cool information about it as well. Like for WandaVision, there's some weird stuff with WandaVision. And I just got to point it out right now. We all know the first 3 episodes are going to be kind of like them, as a family, right? Them together in a house. Then the next episode is going to be them with the babies, and then them with the full-grown children, right?
Okay.
And then that last 3 episodes are going to be like a 3-part Marvel movie, right? So we all know that it's her reality-altering powers that are creating this universe or whatever.
Right.
With a hint, play on the word WandaVision, it's her vision of the ideal life. But they're going so far as to make it, they're going to have a studio audience. The first 3 episodes are going to be filmed in front of a studio audience, awesome. like a sitcom.
All right.
So yeah, I mean they're going all out with this one. It's so weird. I can't wait to see this one.
That sounds cool.
It sounds crazy. I want to check it out. But also in WandaVision, there's some other Marvel characters that are going to be in this that I didn't expect. Like Jimmy Woo from Ant-Man, the Shield agent Jimmy Woo from Ant-Man is going to be in it. Yeah. They're going to have Darcy Lewis from Thor. So Kat Dennings is going to come back.
Yeah, I knew that. Okay. I knew that.
And then we're going to have a full-grown Monica Rambeau.
Okay.
The new actress playing,
Yeah, I think we reported on that she was going to be in it.
Yeah, but I didn't realize. I knew she was going to be in. I didn't know she was going to be in WandaVision.
Oh, yeah.
Right. For these 3 are going to be in WandaVision, which is not the series I would expect them. Expect them to be in. So last time we saw Monica Rambeau, she was a little girl in Captain Marvel. Now she's going to be full on. Photon? Is that what she goes by in the comics?
Sure.
right?
She has a bunch of different names. She was Captain Marvel at one point.
She was Captain Marvel at one time. But yeah, I mean, that's just really cool, right? I mean, and I just got that just from a 12-minute document just playing around. Nice. There's also like a Rocket and Groot animated shorts.
Oh, that's funny.
You know,
the Rocketeers on there.
Yeah.
The Rocketeers on there. There's so much good stuff on there. I mean, it's like one of those things like diving through, like, oh man, and all the '90s cartoons.
Yeah.
You know, Marvel cartoons.
Yep.
Well, and I think the Gargoyles are going to be on there.
Here's the thing: Gargoyles are already trending. They didn't expect Gargoyles to be.
Oh yeah, people
I don't know how Disney doesn't realize Gargoyles is such a beloved franchise because they've teased the live action, they've teased a revival, but they release it and it's already trending. Yeah. This week they're like, oh, what the Gargoyles? That's what I want.
I'm looking forward to Darkwing Duck.
Darkwing Duck, yeah. I mean, there's just so much good stuff and then all these new shows that are coming out. I mean, yeah, it's got Ben's money for me. So.
Yeah. That's how I feel. I'll binge it.
Yeah. So, well, in agreement, it's worth it.
Yeah, definitely.
Check it out.
And if you're just a Disney fan, there's an Imagineer show where you can kind of see how they put together rides and stuff like that, and all the engineering and technical stuff that goes on in that. So all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, there's tons of cool stuff. All right, folks. That pretty much does it for our three main topics here. We're going to move on to our smaller stories, our nerd nuggets, if you will. Nerd nuggets!
Nerd nuggets!
It's actually painful.
One of these days, we're going to get Doug to say nerd nuggets. He refuses. All right, Doug, why don't you kick us off with nerd nuggets?
Yeah, because my boy, The Rock, announces his Black Adam movie is coming in 2021. I'm so looking forward to this.
I don't know if I'm looking forward to just a solo Black Adam movie as opposed to him being in a Shazam movie. Well,
here's the thing is, I think he's an important character to establish because he's a tweener. He's not always a bad guy. He's not really a good guy. Yeah. He's kind of like if Superman were the Punisher. So,
yeah. He's got the powers of Shazam.
Yeah.
Have you seen Shazam? Okay.
Oh, it's pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
It's really good.
Here's my thing.
It is a total, I mean, we'll see. The Rock can do comedy. Yeah. I don't know that the Black Adam plays into comedy, but Shazam is a comedy. Yeah. So it'll be interesting to see how they make them work together, or if they're even they'd have to be a shared universe.
Pretty dark. The bad guys were pretty scary in Shazam.
Yeah.
For you figure like a kids movie, they had like really scary bad guys, like these demons and stuff like that, and it was pretty scary. And I don't know. I think my big thing is you look at The Rock. They're gonna put him in spandex, definitely, right? In a Black Adam suit to show off his muscles,
right?
Yeah. And you look at Shazam. And
all padded up.
He's all padded up. He's got the full muscle look, and then going up against the Rock.
But you could play that off for comedic beats,
you can.
Where he's kind of like,
"Hey,
might not move as well as yours do."
Right. What's going on here?
All right.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Okay. More The Batman casting news. Is this series?
I had premonitions. I talked about this last week.
Did you talk about this last week?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you mentioned it, Mike.
Yeah.
It was a rumor, but is in fact correct. Doug was correct. The rumor was correct. Andy Serkis is playing Alfred in The Batman. It's been confirmed.
He's gonna have to clean up. Because think of his appearance in Marvel as Ulysses Claw, and how grizzled mercenary that becomes.
How much training he's going to have to do to get his Australian accent to sound British?
A lot. They are very different.
They are very different.
If you ask them.
Yeah, but Americans don't notice. You talk funny.
Accurate.
At least he's not New Zealand. From New Zealand.
That's true. Yeah, I imagine Taika Waititi is Alfred the British Butler. Like, rough.
So Joe and Anthony Russo will produce a Marvel vs. DC series called
Slugfest.
Slugfest.
So yeah, Marvel vs. DC docuseries.
Docuseries? So interesting. All right.
You know,
just kind of running down the rivalry through the years, through the decades, or something.
There's no more news than that on it right now.
Interesting.
We know the name, we know who's doing it, and we know what it's about.
All right.
Are we excited about it?
Nope.
No. I could care less.
Yeah. No. I mean, I like the Russos do good work. I like Marvel versus DC kind of stuff, especially if they touch on like the crossovers and stuff like that.
You look at the personalities behind the product. Like Marvel's always had kind of like the upper hand on DC, like Stan Lee making fun of them, and just, you know what I mean. There was always the friendly rival thing.
Sure.
He played up. They might have a chance now that Stan Lee's gone to actually come back and, you know, on Marvel. I guess they can't because now they're a media empire now.
Yeah.
So we're like, okay, I guess we got more popular heroes. All right. Ghostbusters. Oh, this is yours. Go ahead.
Yeah, so
Sorry.
mine's all blurry. So go ahead, you read it. I'll take the next one because I can't read it.
Okay. Ghostbusters 2020 will have the entire cast back, including a tribute to Egon. So we've confirmed. Now, when they say entire cast, they didn't go into detail. They talked about the main characters, right? They didn't talk about whether or not.
Sigourney Weaver.
Well, I'm sure Sigourney Weaver will come back. The one that's kind of up in the air is Rick Moranis because he's retired from acting since.
Oh, okay.
You know, his wife was sick back. 25 years ago.
Yeah.
I mean, he was at the top of his game, Rick Moranis, right?
Right.
And then he just quit from acting altogether.
Right.
Whether or not they get him back or not, I don't know. I mean, getting back Venkman and that was just a matter of whatever mood Bill Murray was in that day, whether they get him back or not. But this tribute to Egon kind of sounds to me like they'll probably have Egon Ghost. Like they start off. Can you imagine start off the series with a funeral for Egon, right? And then they got to catch him or whatever. His ghost gone wild.
No.
Like that. You got to have somebody get him in the movie.
I'm not sold on that idea.
Really?
Yeah. The problem with it is
maybe that just sells itself. This Ghostbusters. The guy's dead.
But he is one of the main proponents of controlling the supernatural and studying them. So the idea of him running wild and them needing to catch him versus him just being there as a ghost and hanging out with them and maybe talking to Aykroyd's character. His name's escaping me right now. Ray. Yeah. Him and Ray just talking about trying to record everything he's experiencing and stuff like that.
He's walking into the lab and it's Egon and the ghost Egon and Ray.
Yeah, and they're just recording stuff.
Okay, yeah, I can see that. But
yeah, the idea of catching him, I don't buy.
Well,
I don't.
That's just thrown out there.
Yeah,
he's a ghost. They're ghosts.
But him being a ghost, and although it also provides them way more information, so how do you play on that? So more information than they necessarily should or need to have.
Right.
But
so what do we think about Ghostbusters 2020?
It's got the original people and they're funny, so I'm okay. I'm
think it's gonna do better than the other reboot.
Probably.
it's got what everybody wanted.
Well, here's the thing, and I loved Chris Hemsworth in that movie. He was amazing.
Right.
And all of the actresses that were in that movie are all individually funny.
Yes.
They're hilarious on Saturday Night Live. They're all individually funny.
None of them are as unfunny as all of them.
Yeah, they just didn't work in this movie. In fact, the only one I found funny in the movie was... God, I don't remember any of their... I'm horrible with names.
Well, it wasn't that... the Egon...
No, I hated her.
Yeah,
I couldn't stand her. The others were all pretty good. The others.
Melissa McCarthy was a.
Yeah, Melissa McCarthy was. Yeah, she was. Yeah, they were. I mean, yeah. Right. Kirsten Wiig, I think that was the name I was trying to think. She was as trying to be Venkman. She was okay.
She was no Venkman. No.
Yeah, she wasn't. Although her interactions with Chris Hemsworth were amazing.
We're great, yeah.
Yeah. They all I don't know. It just was a bad movie.
What it comes down to is Doug just likes Chris Hemsworth.
I do like Chris Hemsworth.
Yeah. I do too.
Can you blame him?
Yeah, he's very pretty.
And he's hilarious. That's where you first see oh, this dude's funny. And then when they let him loose in Thor, you're like, okay, yeah, good job.
So it was like, oh, he's really good in this. And there's that sad moment, like, he's so good and pretty. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, me too. I have that reaction.
Right.
All right, moving on. Let's see. She-Hulk, Miss Marvel, and Moon Knight will premiere on Disney Plus, but will end up in movies. Oh, all right.
So they're going to do like a lot of the B characters. And here's the thing: it doesn't necessarily mean that they will definitely be in movies. What I took from this is that the ones they're going to take a chance on, they're going to have to take a chance on Disney Plus, right? And then if they're popular,
maybe they'll end up in a movie.
yes,
Probably not their own,
right?
but in others people's
else's,
movies. Yeah.
Here's what this kind of goes back to the whole Disney Plus thing. But they kind of, if you read into it, their announcement about their stuff, they're commingling the series and the movies to where you have. This is pretty smart on their part financially. You're gonna have. If you're a Marvel fan, you want to keep track of everything. You can no longer just go to the movies.
Yeah.
You have to get to watch the series in order to follow along what's going to happen because there's 2 series that are going to tie directly into a major movie.
Well, and that's going to be the if you're the hardcore fan.
Yeah.
There's still people who only see some of the Marvel movies. They don't go to all of them. They just see the ones. Oh, that one looks good. I'll go see that one.
Who are those people?
I'd say it's smart to a degree because the whole problem with comics, at least in my experience, was that there's so many stories, sidelines, side things that you need to know that are actual canon that it gets to the main story and you have no idea what's going on, what's happened,
you are correct.
How is this relevant. Yeah. I feel like that's what's kind of happening here. You're alienating the mass majority of people that were able to just follow along.
Especially in big crossover events.
Yeah.
Like big crossover events have got to the point where you have to have all the ancillary books.
Yeah.
There's no problem
There's no problem with comics. Comics are perfect. Fair enough, Kyle. Okay.
No, not really fair enough. That is quite the biased take.
It would not be a problem if comics weren't $5 a pop.
It would still be a problem.
Right? I mean, I'm like, well, I could.
No, because remember,
I would easily spend 25 cents to get the entire story, but that's not how it is anymore.
No,
well, and
we're
remember,
not that old. We're 75 cents back when we.
Well, and remember, there was a time when you could read just Spider-Man, or just the Amazing Spider-Man, or just Detective Comics, and you would get a complete through story, and you didn't necessarily need to worry about what happened in Batman and Gotham Knights and Justice League and whatnot, and Robin and Batman and Robin to know what was going on in the story. Now that just isn't the case anymore.
Showing his age, that's all pre-52 titles.
Yeah, I don't know what they are now, but there was a point in time when to read Batman and to have the full Batman experience, you literally had like 10 comics you had to follow.
Right.
And now, it's just unsustainable. Yeah. Especially like you said, at $5, that's $50 a month you're spending. Yeah. That's what, just following Batman.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Which,
well,
which I could do in college, I can't do now.
Right. I'm like,
I couldn't even do in college.
Raise a family or raise a family and eat or read comics.
Yeah.
Kind of had to.
Family's overrated.
I'd be comics before I feed my family. I threw it out there to make myself look better. It's like, there's some fun. There's some cold SpaghettiOs. I gotta get to my Hulk book.
Yeah.
Right? I'm like, all right. Fair enough.
All right, let's wrap this up. We got one more.
Just to wrap up, Joker will pass 1 billion tomorrow.
How do you feel about that, Doug? The Joker.
That's fine.
He's going to make $1
billion.
No.
No, I didn't think so.
You refuse to watch it.
I will not.
I don't think he'd like it.
Kyle, did you ever watch Joker? I mean, I know you were not you did. You weren't a fan of it, right? Yeah.
Did you watch it?
I did. I didn't pay for it.
Oh, okay.
Someone with an eye patch got me a copy of it.
I see.
And then I watched it. And as I suspected, it was a decent movie about a man going, losing his mind.
Yeah.
It was boring in parts, I'll give you that.
Yeah.
Like, Falling Down with
Michael Douglas.
Michael Douglas is a far better movie of the same kind of a guy, your average guy.
Sure.
The world has just knocked him down too many times.
To the point where he's
losing his mind.
He loses it. That's a far better movie than the Joker is.
That's what I was. I feel like it was a great commentary on society and this guy's perspective of it, and it was good commentary. But I
like
don't
the
think
fact
it was
that
a Joker movie.
I like the fact that you weren't quite sure what was real, what wasn't real.
Absolutely, yeah.
And even at the end of it, like, well, did that happen?
Yeah.
Or, or is this all in this crazy guy's head?
And now
which is fine.
Oh, sequel. What? This is the kind of movie you don't. Well, you know why? It made $1 billion. It made $1 billion. This is going to be a sequel.
Because
they spent like
Warner Brothers are morons.
Yeah.
Warner Brothers, we've already established they're horrible at making movies.
Yes.
They're horrible at the comic book genre and building an empire. So it's just that made money. Let's beat it into the ground.
Right.
Yeah.
Instead of
I think they're doing it smart now, and where that it doesn't have to all be connected. They wanted what Marvel had.
Yeah.
They failed miserably at what Marvel had because they tried to rush it and didn't wait for didn't build it up like Marvel did. Mm-hmm. And so now they're doing like individual movies. Telling a good story is more important than a connected universe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you can do it without. They need no-name actors. Exactly. Marvel had no-name actors. That's it. You got that straight from the Grizzled Geek.
Yeah.
At least phase 1.
Well, yeah, and here's the thing. Here's the difference between Marvel and DC, in my opinion.
I love when it gets all serious like this.
This is the big takeaway why Marvel
This is real talk right now.
why Marvel is succeeding and DC is not for the most part. Is Marvel stays true to the comics and DC does not. This was not a Joker movie.
Yeah.
It was a Psycho movie.
Yeah. They
So
put the label Joker.
that they just threw the label Joker. So those people who are fans
so
of Batman, a real Joker, a much better Joker.
Right.
So it's like, and I hate the idea of making antagonist movies. I don't like it.
I like it, but
See, I will say this. I like one of the guys over at Absolute Geek Podcast, Kyle over you or Corbin, said that that's not his Joker. Joker wouldn't get beat up like that. He's not that big of a wuss.
Yeah.
Like, I can never see the actual Joker taking that much abuse ever.
Yeah.
I'm just
Except from Batman.
Except from Batman because
He likes it.
yeah. I much better liked the idea that this was someone emulating Joker. He was saw himself in Joker, and therefore it was his story as though he were Joker.
Yeah.
Not being true Joker.
Not being the true Joker. Because think about it. You look how young Bruce Wayne was, right?
Yeah.
He's like in his 30s before he becomes Batman.
Right.
There's like a 60-year-old Joker jumping around fighting him. Really?
So we were talking about that, and I looked it up, and Joker's age range goes anywhere from 30 to 65.
Yeah.
That's absurd. What the heck?
Yeah. No. That's why. Yeah. Exactly. It's.
Although you could argue that 65 is the Dark Knight Returns Joker.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
So when he and Batman are both old.
Yeah.
So.
Right. I mean, yeah, but him jumping around, just trying to picture an old man, beating somebody with a crowbar.
Yeah.
He's gonna get winded after a couple of hits. Like, oh.
No wonder Jason Todd didn't
All
die.
right.
He was too old to swing that.
I'm nowhere near 60, man. It takes me I gotta sit aside of the bed before I get up in the morning. Like, okay, all right, I can do this. Gotta settle myself.
Yeah.
That's why he's got so many lackeys.
That's right. He just carries himself around. Go around. Yeah, you're the Joker today. You go put on a mask and go do this.
So,
but $1 billion, which means that here's the sad part. It just means same thing. Venom making all that money, almost $1 billion.
Yeah.
It means
means you all have rewarded them for doing something bad.
You rewarded them for their mediocrity.
Yeah.
And now you're going to get more of it. So I don't know what to say. How does DC have the most recognizable characters on the planet
and destroy it?
And Marvel's all like, here's our B and C list actors.
And everyone's like, feed me more.
Yeah.
Because Warner Brothers are idiots.
Because they tell good stories.
The guys at Warner Brothers are just horrible. Yeah. The execs, the people who run the studios are just morons.
There's no Kevin Feige. There's no... Same reason.
Even when there was somebody who could have been it, when there wasn't immediate success, they got canned by the execs.
It's the same thing. Same problem with Star Wars, right?
Nobody's running the ship.
There's no one running the ship, right? There's no one with who has a vision that they're following, right? except for like they got Kathleen Kennedy with her. Like I want more inclusion. I mean, other than that, she's not actually leading the.
Right. Yeah.
It's like I have a vision for what's going to happen. It's like, oh, you guys tell a story. I just want inclusion.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, inclusion's good, but we need a story first.
Yeah.
How about we start there? How about we start with a story?
Just there. And then you can move out.
Then build on it.
Bigger and better things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, given the track record, Doug, and being the biggest Batman fan on the panel, what are the chances? What are the odds of the Batman being any good? Remember, it's done by Monkey Guy.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I'm cautiously optimistic for it being okay. Yeah. I'm not expecting anything great. I think it's overstuffed with villains. Now,
maybe they got an Aussie for their English butler.
That's fine. It's
Americans won't know the difference. So yeah, whatever.
No, yeah, I don't. That doesn't bother me.
Awesome,
Although
Kyle says it's gonna be awesome. Yeah. And why, Kyle? Because they got. I mean, Pattinson's kind of a big name. I don't know.
What's that?
They're getting big names for this.
Oh yeah, no. I mean, I don't mind that so much. As I just think they're stuffing too much into it. I really hope they pull back and go, all right, this is going to be a trilogy. Because with all of these villains, if they're trying to do like Long Halloween or something like that, it's not a one movie story.
Did you hear about the costume? The latest rumors on the costume.
No.
Is they're going to do a modern take.
Oh God.
On the Adam West costume, where it's going to be blue and gray, only with no yellow. They're going to get rid of the yellow symbol.
Okay.
Blue and gray, but the big rumor is it's going to have white eyes. Instead of like the mascara eyes underneath the,
interesting,
that Michael Keaton popularized, and they've done ever since. It's just gonna have white eyes, so like white lenses, I guess, on the mask.
Okay.
And then like I'm just trying to picture a modernized. That's all
it's like take it back.
I'm just trying to picture in my head like Adam West. That costume looking cool in any way. Yeah. I'm just trying to. It was perfect for what it was.
Well, yeah, because it's not like Robert Pattinson's going to fill it out.
Right.
So.
I thought that would be kind of cool with a gut. I'd be like, Fat Colin, hashtag Fat Colin, hashtag Fat Patterson. Oh my God. We're doing like a whole fat movie. Where's all the inclusion for us fat people, right? I don't see any of us fat people getting these roles, right? They'll give it to black people. They'll give it to, all these other women, right?
Yeah.
No fat people.
No.
Why can't we have a fat Batman? It worked from the 60s. That's all I'm saying. I want to feel included, too. Like, isn't my opinion as important as little girls?
No.
No. Okay.
Not at all.
Fine. All right, folks. There you have it. Another Week in Geek here at the Grizzled Geek. The former. Oh man, that's what we forgot. Batman. We forgot our tag from the Absolute Geek podcast.
Oh, you did. You didn't bring it in.
We're approved by 2/3 of the Absolute Geek podcast, and I have a clip to prove it next week. And while you're at it, go check out our brothers from another podcast over there. They're trying to get their subscriber count up there. I think they're like, last I checked, they're like 30 something away from their goal. We're giving away a prize for the subscribers. So
cool.
While you're liking this one, head on over to the Absolute Geek podcast. Give them a like as well. And subscribe and get their numbers up there. They're great. It's a bunch of guys sitting around kind of like we're doing, just shooting the shit and talking nerd stuff.
Yeah.
Hashtag Fat Batman. Yes. Now I know I'm going to be. Yeah, it's going to be a thing. I'm going to make it happen. All right, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Please like, subscribe, share with your friends. If you want to support us and the things we're doing here, and you're listening on Stitcher or iTunes or any other place, please come to youtube.com/thegrizzledgeek. And in most of our videos, except for the live ones.
Yeah, except for any of the live ones I checked. There's no links to
Check out
anywhere.
any of our other videos. There's links to the 3 things Doug's going to talk about right now.
I don't know if I should. I shouldn't reward you for your laziness. There's links in our other videos to places you can support us, like Teespring, our Amazon affiliate link, which who knows what it's linked to right now. But any shopping you do through that, we get a kickback on.
From a year ago.
Maybe Ruby or Star Wars.
I'm not saying
Or you could check us out on Patreon, where we're reacting to My Hero Academia right now, exclusively.
Fantastic, and you guys should support us.
Yeah.
And if you're Ruby fans, check us out every Tuesday for Ruby Tuesdays as we react to the new Volume 7.
Because it's back finally.
It's back.
And pretty amazing so far.
Yeah.
2 episodes in.
It's good.
Thumbs up.
It's good stuff.
All right, guys.
Yeah.
Thanks, Ben. Thanks, Kyle, for sharing this with us here in the keeping us honest. Well,
Yeah.
as much as possible. And we'll see you next week. Thanksgiving is the week after.
Yeah.
All right, so we will be back next week. All right, guys. Thank you very much, and we will see you then.
Bye.
Bye.